Hey guys, as I've been spending most of my time working on constructing the cabin over the last couple weeks, I've kind of neglected my fruit trees that I planted back in late March or early April, whenever that was. They were doing really good. Even 2 weeks after I planted them, they were fully blossomed with a lot of leaves, which was pretty amazing. To go from no leaves to so many in such a short time period. But since then, like I said, I've kind of neglected them because they were doing so well and I was really focusing on the cabin itself. And I came here about a week ago or so and noticed that I had some problems. On the pear trees, the leaves were turning really a dark brown. It looked like they'd almost been scorched. And so I did some research, and it looks like that's called fire blight. Fire blight is actually a bacterial disease, and I was reading, and that can actually be caused by extreme weather, including hailstorms. And here, maybe about a month ago, we had a pretty bad hailstorm here. I was actually putting together the storage shed that day, and really out of nowhere, it just started hailing. I got stuck in the storage shed. Luckily, I had the roof on by that point, but that probably damaged the limbs and the leaves. And just like our skin, if we get cut or something, then bacteria can enter and you can get an infection. So that's probably what happened to the pear trees, unfortunately. Here's a video of that hailstorm. Best way to get rid of that is to prune the trees. So I actually did that here maybe about a week ago or so, and unfortunately the leaves that remained have now kind of turned brown as well. So I did some research on that, and the best way to get rid of that now at this point is to both prune and then also do a vinegar water solution. So today I went and got some vinegar at the store and looking to get that done. I think the recipe called for 6 parts water, 4 parts vinegar. So I've done that. I've got that solution ready in a spray bottle. But like I said, the first step is to actually get those pruned. So let's do that real quick. So there is what fire blight looks like, apparently. If you've never seen it, you can see it. It almost looks like the leaves have been burned or scorched. There are some that haven't been impacted too bad, but they're all kind of showing a little bit of fire blight, unfortunately. So I don't know if that will actually kill a tree or if it just kind of stunts it for that certain time period or that season. I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and get this pruned, and then we'll spray that solution on there. Okay, so that's what the tree looks like after I've done the pruning of the bad limbs, or the bad leaves. The other thing that I read was it's important to pick up those leaves and not leave them on the ground, because that fungus can actually go in the ground and impact them in future seasons. So I'm going to pick those up as well, and then I'm going to spray that solution. The instructions now say to actually spray this all over the leaves, the branches, and even the ground. So let's go ahead and do that. I pretty much doused that with the vinegar water solution. The instructions that I read said to reapply in about 2 weeks, so I'm going to put a reminder in my phone for that. All right, so now that we've got the pear trees completed, moving on to the apple trees. Again, they were like the pear trees, they were doing really great for a while, and their leaves have started turning brown, but it's a different type of brown than the fire blight that we just saw on the pear trees. I've noticed that there's been a little beetle on the apple trees, on the leaves, and they're eating those leaves. And I did some research this week, and those beetles are called Japanese beetles. They kind of have a metallic greenish look to them. I'll show you here in a second. But again, doing some research on that and how to get rid of those in a kind of an all-natural way, as opposed to using man-made chemicals. I found out that if you use an kind of plant-based organic liquid dish soap, and you put that in with some water, and then if you also add some garlic and mix all that together, then it will both suffocate the beetles that are currently on the leaves, and then the garlic will actually leave a smell that they don't like, and they won't come back around. Now earlier I actually tried this out on the beetles without the garlic, and it did kill them, which was amazing. But I've noticed already that there have been some new ones that have come by and are on the leaves again, just a few. So I added the garlic that I bought earlier today, and we'll see how that works as well. I'm sure that the solution will go ahead and suffocate those new ones, but we'll see if that garlic kind of keeps them away going forward, which would be great. So let's take a look at that. Here's an apple tree, and you can see the damage that those beetles have done. And right there is what a Japanese beetle looks like. Normally there's 3 or 4 of those on a leaf, and they're kind of scattered around. I don't know if they travel in communities or what. Let's go ahead and get this one with the soap water as well as the vinegar. All right guys, well thanks for joining me on the adventure of doing a little bit of maintenance on the fruit trees. If you guys have ever experienced fire blight or Japanese beetles, or maybe some other pests to either apple trees or pear trees, I'd appreciate it if you'd let me know if you have any kind of all-natural home remedies. Always good to kind of have those in your back pocket just in case something doesn't work. I will see you guys next time. Thanks again for joining.